Welcome back, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I thought I'd do something really different. So typically, I put together plastic models, as you know. And, I thought, why don't I do a tutorial on how to shine boots? And like just basic boot and shoe maintenance. So this is a pair of black Justin Roper boots. This left one here has already had its maintenance. Look at that nice shine. And look at this. Look at how dull this right boot is. So in today's video, we're going to go from this dull, sad boot to this nice, shiny boot right here. Look at that nice shine. Okay, we're going to put that boot down and we're going to focus on the right boot. I'm going to grab my phone stand. So the products I'm going to be using, Bickmore products. I got leather cleaner and conditioner, and we're going to use this Boot Barn cream polish. I may or may not get to this stage, but sometimes I like to put some shoe polish on the toes and the heels. My left boot does not have any kiwi polish, only this cream polish, and it looks really good. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to take this here as a white rag, and we're going to find a nice clean spot on the rag. Let's see here. So I get 2 fingers in the rag, and I like twist the rag and wrap it around my hand. And step 1 is apply some Bic 1 to the rag, and we're just going to rub it all into the boot. Get it in the toes. Move my cup of coffee out of the way. Hold on, folks. I'm just going to rub this boot down all the way with my white cloth here and the Bic 1. You can see right there, it's getting dirty. And if this white cloth is getting dirty, then that means this boot is getting clean. And that's just what we want. So I'm going to grab a little more of the Bic 1. Flick it closed. And we're going to start working on this heel. Switching lights. That's probably a bit better. Really getting it in that groove there. We can't really get all the cleaner in, but I have an idea that will work to get in the gap between the heel block and the heel. Got ourselves a little toothbrush. And we're just going to go with our toothbrush right in this gap here, like so. Switching light sources again. Turning on the main. Okay, so the lighting sucks for some reason, but we can see we've got sort of a dryish sort of finish here. That's all from the boot cleaner. Gonna get this nice soft bristle brush, and off screen I'm gonna buff it off. That's just with the cleaner, and as you see I've buffed it off kind of. Still doesn't look great though. Also, something to note, I don't really put any cleaners and conditioners on the shaft of the boot because these usually stay pretty clean. I mean, look at that shine. So that stays good. So I really don't touch the shaft unless I actually absolutely need to. Now I'm going to transfer over to Bic 4 leather conditioner. Same process. Good little amount of that on there. And because that's a big chunk of conditioner, I'm going to dab it over the boot. Okay, so got some conditioner on the toes, up here, on the heel, kind of get it all spread out, because again that was a huge chunk that we put on there, right there, and now I'm just going to rub that in real good to the boot. I try to reposition the camera. I'm trying to see what works best here. That should be pretty good, maybe. Probably not going to focus, but I'm going to do the best I can. I've never done a tutorial video like this before. Really work it in there. Working it in the heel, coming back up to the toe, buffing it sideways. Really helps to try to stick your hand in there as deep as possible, considering that I don't have shoe or boot trees, as they're called. And yes, they make these products called a shoe tree or a boot tree, which is a piece of wood or maybe even bamboo is shaped like your foot, and it goes in there, and it really helps to hold the shape of the boot or the shoe. A lot of people will use boot trees and shoe trees. Let's say you've got a nice pair of dress shoes and they're horribly creased, so you can dump your shoes in like hot water, put the shoe tree in, and let it cure, and that should hopefully get the creases out and hold its new proper shape much better. Alright, so we've just applied the conditioner to the boot. We're going to let that sit up for just a bit. And with this brush, I got two brushes. Let me show you the difference between my brushes. So this one is a very soft bristle. This one much stiffer. I typically use this stiffer brush for getting dust and dirt off. This softer one is used for buffing and polishing. So I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to buff that boot. After allowing it to cure for a bit, buff it, and I will come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, wow, take a look at these boots. With the conditioner, they've shined up really nicely. We're not even done yet. That's looking better already. Now it's time for Boot Barn cream polish. So I'm going to be using this thinner rag. This comes off like this. This is an old t-shirt basically. It's a much different rag. You get a little bit on the rag. Dab it on like that. And just start to work it into the boot. Cream polish is nice to use because it is flexible, if you will, versus say a wax polish. See, a wax polish is really something you should only apply to the toe and the heel. We will get a little more of that. And rub this into the boot. Rubbing it on the side. And you only want to work in a little bit at a time. You don't want to go heavy with it. Because that would be bad. It's just like painting your plastic model cars. You want to use a thin coat of paint and build multiple layers of thin coats of paint. Probably too low of an angle. Let me reposition you guys up here. Another little dab. And buff it again, right on the side like that, and we're just going to keep going with it. Okay, it's feeling a little hard now, so that means this stuff is curing. A little more on the rag. Rub it on the heel block like so. A little more. Apply it to the heel block. Really just buff it in. Sorry for the horrible camera photography. I'm not good at this job. I suck at it, but I do it anyway because I like it. And you guys are going to watch the video and you're going to like it too because, well, at least I think you're going to like the video. Anyway, we just keep rubbing it in. And you'll notice, like, there's lines that go this way. It's called the grain. And you want to just go with the grain to really help work that polish in. It works better that way to work it in. Okay, now we get it to looking like that. So now the boot's kind of flat again. Coming back with our soft brush, I'm going to buff it again off screen, and we're going to see what the final results look like. Add a little on screen for you. And that's what the boot looks like now. After one layer of cream polish, we can see how much shinier and how much better that looks now. And that completes this tutorial. Looks like I said, we didn't use any kiwi. None of these boots have kiwi. But that's okay. This is the kind of shiny one on a cowboy boot anyway. You can attempt to put a mirror shine on these if you want, but really, you don't need to. Like I said, the shafts look good, despite I didn't clean those, just because those really don't need to get cleaned. Well, hope you guys like this very different video, unusual video that I've done. I thought I'd make a video on how to do this, so I made a video. Hope you all enjoy. Thanks for watching the channel. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.